Ladies and gentlemen, let's introduce you to tonight's opponents. The starting 11 for Oakland Roots. Goalkeeper, number 47, Taylor Bailey. Defenseman, number 23, Guillermo Diaz. Defenseman, number 30, Alejandro Fuenmayor. Defenseman, number 21, Emra Clementa. Defenseman, number 15, Akeem O'Connor Ward. Midfielder, number 5, Joseph Nutting. Midfielder, number 18, Juan Carlos Azoka. Midfielder, number 8, Jose Hernandez. Forward, number 10, Lindo Peca. Forward, number 12, Charlie Dennis. Forward, number 9, Darius Formella. The Roots are coached by Juan Guerra. Our third team on the pitch, our referees. Head official, Brandon Stevens. Assisted by Seth Martin, Ricardo Campo, and fourth referee, Edgar Garcia. Ladies and gentlemen, the Roots and our officials.
And good evening and welcome to Edinburgh. We're at the southern tip of Texas to bring you exciting USL Championship soccer. Tonight, the Rio Grande Valley Toros kick off the new season against the Oakland Roots. And glad to have you with us. I'm Mark May with Brian Smith coming to you from beautiful HEB Park. We've got the Girl Scouts here ready to celebrate the 2022 season. And of course, the faithful in the Zona Naranja are all set and ready to go. It's a little bit chilly here at HEB Park, but it's going to be some good soccer to start the new season. Brian, tell us about our players to watch here tonight.
So a couple of familiar names seen on both sides. Oakland Roots has got a familiar face. Juan Carlos Azocar, a big part of that midfield, became an attacking midfielder for the Toros last season. Helped the Toros reach just their second playoff appearance in the team's creation. Get a look at him dribbling right there. And he's going to face another familiar face on the other side as the Toros turn their attention to a familiar face again. Amigo Yakuza joined the team last year on loan, regular part of the team now, and he gave them that spark late in their playoff push last season. A very sure-footed attacking midfielder, someone with a lot of really crafty moves, able to get through and break some nice traps. Should be a big part of the offense here early for the Toros. You know who the players to watch are? Let's take a look at their teammates. So look at our starting lineups in this matchup between Oakland and Rio Grande Valley, beginning with the visiting Oakland Roots. Their lineup is going to look a little bit like you see here. In goal, there's Bailey. 4 defenders in this one for the Roots. They'll be looking to control some play in the back midfield. You see it there, Juan Carlos Azocar, your player to watch in the center of that midfield, and then 3 forwards for the Roots. On the other side for the Toros, a little different lineup than we saw last season. A lot of fresh new faces in here. One familiar face, Tyler Derrick, still in goal. What a spectacular season he had last season for the Toros. They've got more midfielders, just 3 defenders, 5 midfielders, including Yakuza and Isidro Martinez back with the Toros after spending last season with New Mexico United, and then 2 attacking forwards. Frank Lopez, another returner for the Toros, in attacking position coming into this season.
And Lopez last year was more of a midfielder. We see him playing up front now, don't we?
Yeah, and he's got a really exciting kind of spark push to his legs. So that may be another move by Wilmer Cabrera, a very technically savvy coach, bringing some speed into that front line.
All right, there's your lineups. We're just moments away from kickoff. Teams are coming out onto the pitch as we speak. So we'll take a break, and you're watching USL Championship Soccer on ESPN+.
When we said Reliant offers free flex days, we had something a little different in mind. Get the flexibility of free electricity on your 2 highest use days every week with the Reliant Truly Free Flex Days plan. That's up to 8 free days a month. So go on, what are you waiting for? We'll even upgrade your plan to solar. On us. Reliant. That's power. Your way.
DHR Health is now safer than ever and continues to remain focused on one thing: providing exceptional care to our patients and community. No other hospital is trying harder to keep you safe. We're taking every action to ensure your safety with enhanced precautions, including 3 off-site COVID-19 units. Your health should never wait. Don't delay your health care. There is no reason to. Schedule your appointment today. DHR Health. For you, for life.
Why choose Lone Star National Bank for your business? Because no other bank does more to support local businesses. In fact, we are the #1 lender in the Valley to small businesses. We put money to work here in our community.
That helps our local businesses grow, creating more jobs
and more opportunities for all of us.
Working together.
We do what the little banks can't and the big banks won't. Lone Star National Bank, the Valley's bank.
And there you hear the final strains of the national anthem. We're all set and ready to start off the 2022 season between the Toros, you see there on your left in the blue and white, and then the visiting Oakland Roots in black. And Brian, last year, both of these teams kind of ran on a kind of a parallel course. Both of them exceeded expectations last year, didn't they?
Yeah, these are two teams that were kind of looking to make some real successful headway in what they were doing in the season. Toros came out and picked up a huge season opening victory last time. Little different story for the Roots. They fell 3-0 to Phoenix Rising, but a lot of teams fell to Phoenix Rising last year in the opener. But after that, both of these two teams were pretty hot to open the season, red hot. In fact, over the first month of the year, things got a little quiet on both sides. And in fact, it went down to the final week of the season for both of these squads to qualify for the playoffs, and they both got a win in the opening round.
Yeah, huge upsets. I think Oakland beat El Paso Locomotive, which was unbeaten at home last year in the regular season. And then in the playoff opener, Oakland pulled an upset. Oakland would give Orange County fits the following week, fighting them to a 0-0 draw and then losing out on penalty kicks. Orange County going on to win the USL title last year. And then for the Toros, they had never won a playoff game, and they pulled off their first playoff win at Phoenix. Another team, I think, was undefeated at home all last season, and that was a huge upset. That was on penalties, and then they would lose the following week, I believe, to San Antonio, and that ended their season. But still, we see Coach Wilmer Cabrera there back for his second year as head coach of the Toros, his third overall, and it was certainly the best year in Toros franchise history, their short 6-year history, winning that playoff game last year.
And a familiar face he saw there, that was Alejandro Fuenmayor, former Houston Dynamo player. Of course, Coach Cabrera spent some time with the Dynamo prior to coming back here to the Toros. So nice to see how those relationships continue no matter where you play in soccer. You see familiar faces. And to your point earlier, Mark, the interesting thing to talk about with both of these teams is they're both so technically sound. Both coaching staffs doing a really nice job of building rosters that can control the ball, that have strong midfield play, have solid play in the back line. And that's how you pick up big wins in the playoffs. You can score goals and goals and goals during the regular season, but it's not often those high-scoring teams that find success in the playoffs. It's teams that can control the ball, can control the pace, and can really play their style of soccer. This should be interesting to watch here as both of these teams try to get those same game plans in place to open the year.
There we see referee Bandon Stevens, our official here tonight. He blows the whistle, and the 2022 season is underway. Seems like it was only a couple weeks ago that it was October, and like you said, Brian, both of these teams were clawing their way into that last playoff spot in their respective divisions. Got into the show, and what's the old cliche? Anything can happen once you're there, and anything certainly did. So they both pulled first-round upsets. And the Oakland Roots last year, an expansion team a year ago. And, of course, not much was expected of them, but they were able to manufacture that successful year. Went 11-8-13 to earn 41 points, finished fourth in the Pacific Division. And here's a little bit of a chance there for the Toros, but it's squeezed back to the Oakland goalkeeper.
Nice job there by Taylor Berry of not over-pursuing. He stayed back, did Bailey, stood in the top of that box and allowed the attack to come to him. Fortunately, he didn't have a whole lot of mustard on it, able just to pick it up and send it back to his defense.
Yeah, Taylor Bailey out of Greenville, Tennessee, in goal tonight for Oakland. We mentioned Tyler Derrick, an experienced keeper who was with the Toros last year in the Toros net here tonight. In fact, the Toros have all three of their keepers back. Colin Miller, their backup, and then also a local product in Javier Garcia, who is from Mission, only about 5 miles from where we are here in Edinburgh.
I'm glad you pointed that out too, Mark, because you look at that combination of Miller and Derrick, and what a great tandem they were. Tyler Derrick battled through some injuries late in the year last year, forced Colin Miller to come in to play some very pivotal games for the Toros. And was he up to the task? Yes, he was. In fact, in that playoff, second-round playoff matchup was a spectacular keeper in place of Derrick and gave the Toros the opportunity to make another push deeper into the playoffs.
Yeah, that's right. I'd forgotten Derrick got injured right at the end of the year. And then, yeah, Miller had to step in there. There we see the midfielder, Darius Vermella. He's from Poland, number 9 right there for Oakland. And Oakland still trying to prod their way against this Toro defense here. Going to try the right side and now move it into the middle. Sending it forward is Joseph Nani, midfielder out of Cameroon. One thing that's interesting, you always see a lot of players, a lot of international representation throughout the USL. Both teams have a player on their roster who's from Montenegro, one of the smallest countries in Europe. But that was an interesting coincidence.
Strong soccer in Montenegro.
Yes.
That's how you get 2 players off of such a small national team able to make it here to play in the USL. And it's too, we were talking about pregame. When you look at these Toros, it's a very different lineup than you saw last season. Toro's one of the older, more experienced teams in the USL last season. A little bit of a youth movement has snuck in this year. We'll see how that fits into Coach Cabrera's style of play. And
he's one of those guys that likes the veterans out there, like a Frank Lopez. Remember last year he had Sanchez, who was 41 years old, who he would use as a late-game sub to spark the offense whenever they needed a goal. Here's a chance here. And almost an attempt there was kicked away by the defense of Oakland. It was a good opportunity there for Ricky Ruiz, the young forward for the Toros.
You give a little tip of the hat there to O'Connor Ward on defense. Just came in and made a very savvy and safe tackle. Cleared that ball away from Ruiz.
We see another good clearance there by Oakland as they were in a bit of trouble. Alejandro Fuenmayor out of Venezuela kicking it clear. Now we've got a player for Oakland who's shaken up.
Looks like Charlie Dennis took a hard tumble after some contact there. Needs a minute to kind of catch his breath. Get another look at the play coming out here. That's where they were feeding it to Ruiz. Toros trying to push that one forward. And again, really nice job sliding tackle there by O'Connor Ward to make sure that got cleared away before Ruiz had a chance to take a second dribble and get a better look at net.
Yeah, that was a great challenge there. And a risky one as well, as he had to take the player down, but obviously got to the ball ahead of time. And sending it over to the right side, Jose Hernandez out of Mexico City. It goes back to Bailey now in the Oakland net. Oakland had trouble generating offense last year, just 36 goals. And they gave up 41 on the season, so they were more of a team that tried to keep scores low and tried to get at least one in there to produce a winner if they could. They were able to do that more successfully toward the end of the year versus the beginning. Here's a pass into the box. Chance here for the Roots. Toros defense holding. Not out of the woods yet as the ball kept in play by Nani. Goes back to Nani there with some room to work with. He's going to shift it over to the left side, where it goes to Keem O'Connor Ward. And Ward sends it all the way back. Some pressure by the Toros defense, and they almost generate a turnover there before it goes out of play. It was a good pressure there by Frank Lopez right there, the wily veteran for this Toros team.
I think Lopez actually was able to draw a foul on that time. He got kind of spun around as he was moving past the defender. So the Toros are going to get a really nice restart right here in their own attacking third.
There's the restart by Luka Milesovic. He's one of the Toro player from Montenegro. And now it's controlled by the defender Wahab Akwi out of Ghana. A couple of African players on this Toros team. And it's going to be sent forward. Emilio Icaza there, thinking he was fouled. It's actually going to be a free kick the other way. Or excuse me, a throw-in for Oakland.
Tries to make the argument that Nani came in from behind and tripped him up at his feet. The official sees it differently.
Of course, Icaza, an emotional player, plays with a lot of spirit. He's one of those guys that's always going hard no matter what the score line. Here's another free kick here for the Roots. Take another look at it there. You see Kaza, the charge from behind. So this will be a free kick for Oakland. 7 minutes gone, no score yet. Toros have had the closest threat, but weren't able to generate a shot. Each team has taken the ball into the other's box, but unable to put anything toward the net just yet. See what the Toros can do here. So the ball squeezes away from them and is kicked clear for Oakland. That was Juan Mayor, the center back. Aki will play it forward. Now it's back to Aki. And now controlling it, the center back, Jesus Vasquez. Vasquez out of San Luis Obispo, California. Several California players on this Toros team this year. Now the ball's going to be scooped forward. Milosevic going to send it into the area a little bit too hard, and that'll be out for a goal kick.
I like that attack for the Toros, and Milosevic has some real nice touch. You see it there with that foot. Perhaps he got just a little bit under it, but did a nice job of pushing to that corner. Had a couple attacking forwards moving forward. And a nice job. When you get those opportunities and you've got some numbers attacking in, lift that up there. Give your forwards a chance to make something happen.
You saw Lopez putting on some pressure, and then Yakuza wins the ball for the moment, but it's a free kick awarded here to Oakland. Actually, it was Isidro Martinez committed the foul. He's out of Brownsville, and is the one we talked about in the pregame. Former Toro from a couple years back. Last year was with New Mexico United. New Mexico United had a pretty good year, but kind of wilted toward the end, didn't they?
Yeah, they were going to be the 4 seed going into the playoffs out of the Mountain Division, but the Toros came on hard and fast over the last 2 weeks and able to leapfrog them by just a single point to get that 4th playoff spot.
Last year, San Antonio FC also advancing into the playoffs out of the Mountain Division. El Paso Locomotive was the division champion. And then Colorado Springs Switchbacks also got in there. Top 4 teams in each division advance into the USL playoffs. 34 games in the regular season. This is the season opener here tonight. I think 11 games going on across the United States. A couple of games tomorrow also. I think Birmingham and Tampa Bay. Tampa, the finalist each of the last 2 years, take on the Legion. That game will be on ESPN2 tomorrow. Oakland's going to send this one down the right wing, but it curls inward, and Derek is on top of that one. Derek, 33 years old, out of Houston, has spent some time with the Houston Dynamo. Very experienced keeper. Had 4 shutouts last season for this Toros team. It's out on Oakland. This will be a Toros ball on the far touchline. Toros started off last year 3-0. Kind of surprised everybody as they jumped into first place in the division. Had the best record in the conference there for a while. And then things, they kind of, as a mathematician would say, they resorted back to the mean. And Toros lose that one, or actually last touch by Oakland. So a throw in here for the Toros as they're on the outside edge of the penalty box for Oakland.
So the Toros trying to work a little bit of a give and go on that far side. Nice job defensively by the Roots of just stepping in and pushing that one out.
That one cleared away by Juan Mayor.
They're going to signal a corner. I guess that must have just slipped out before he was able to clear it. So this will be our first trip over to the True Fit corner of the 2022 season. And your corner specialist is going to be, well, guess who? Isidro Martinez. Local product out of Brownsville, Texas, is going to take this corner.
Yeah, Martinez, only 5'8", just 24 years old. We'll send this one in short. And this is going to go out for one more corner. So step forward, take this one again. Toros have a healthy number of players in the box. They're going to play this one up top, see if they can send this one into the area. Bailey is out there. Bailey has it. Bailey knocked down, does an excellent job of hanging on to the ball. As I think Ruiz was in there charging for it, trying to get the header before Bailey could get to it first. But Bailey stands 6'2", able to reach up and grab that one.
Yeah, Ruiz trying to attack in the box. You see it right here. He gets there, and he's right in that exact spot where Bailey's trying to come down. No ill will there. Just trying to make sure he was in a spot to make something happen if Bailey did not corral that one in. Great job by Bailey. Make that catch and then make sure you come down with it.
Yeah, Ruiz was the last year's USL League One assist champion with Chattanooga Red Wolves. So he was a good signee by the Toros this year. Had 10 helpers last year. They're looking for good things from him to help bolster this Toros offense. The Toros last year, I think their leading scorer, Elvis Amo, I think had 11 goals for them. Not with the team, not back with the team. There's a cross into the box of the Toros, goes all the way through. Nobody there for the Roots. And this will go out for a goal kick here for Rio Grande Valley. Toros in their 6th season. Started in 2016. They made the playoffs that year. Then went on a 4-year drought and got back into the playoffs last year. Oakland expansion team last year, or at least expansion in the USL. They played in a different league the year before that and moved over to the USL last year. And after a slow start, were able to get into the playoffs in that last weekend. It's kind of like a pennant race in baseball, isn't it? All those teams and a big cloud of dust on that last weekend, and the Roots and the Toros emerged as the final 2 playoff teams in the West. Here's a cross into the box. A chance here. Yakuza. Yakuza's going to lob it forward. Bailey coming out, and Bailey's able to spear that one. But again, the Toros just kind of knocking on the door here a little bit. That's the 3rd time they forced Bailey to have to make a play.
Really impressed with Tyler Bailey. Look at the instincts there. That ball was being crossed into a really good spot for the Toros. No fear in his heart, though. Comes out and attacks in a body of black and blue kits and still finds a way to pull that one in, give his team a chance to go back the other way.
What was tough for Bailey there was he had to watch that near post because Yakuza could have easily shot the ball, and he had to kind of stay committed to that until Yakuza popped the cross through. And Bailey, a good job. Here's another pop-up and a header. It's going to be wide. Ruiz able to get it kind of a flick on there, but it's well wide of the net. Well, Ruiz is making some plays here early, isn't he?
Yeah, you're seeing a really good look here by the Toros. They've got a really good eye for where Ruiz is at. They're trying to feed him. Yakuza also doing a nice job of stepping forward. The Toros, a little different look to what we saw last season. A lot of crosses here early. They're trying to really move that defense back and forth and create some open looks right in front of the net.
Trying to create some pressure on the Roots. Roots still holding firm so far. Here the Toros forced to play it all the way back to their keeper. Derek's going to go over to the left side. This, by the way, the first meeting between these two clubs. They did not play last year. In the preseason power rankings that came out this week, the Toros were ranked 16th in the 2017 league, Oakland 17th. So both pretty well even here as we see a pass into the area there, but it's knocked down by Nani. Clears it forward a little bit, but Yakuza is there to regain control, and now we've got a free kick awarded to the Roots.
Look, that was Dylan Borchik, trying to come forward and make something happen. No correction, they're actually going to award that one to Juan Pablo Torres. They tried to come in and kind of put a little bit of a triangle trap there. He ends up getting his legs tied up with the root.
So Roots will try to get it forward. Fuenmayor trying to squeeze one through, but it's knocked down and stolen by the Toros here. Aki got a piece of it. Now Vasquez will play it back to Aki. And try to get that one forward. Last touch by the Roots. Toros will have the throw in here in the 17th minute. There we see Robert Coronado out of La Habra, California. 5'10", 125 pounds. Coach Wilmer Cabrera, head coach of the Toros. He's also coached Houston Dynamo and the Montreal Impact in MLS. Also coached, was it an assistant with the under-17 U.S. national team. There's a shot that's going to be just wide. Good opportunity there. That was Frank Lopez, who just knocked that one down and tried to put one quick on net. I think Bailey would have been ready.
That was put in a really nice spot for Lopez to operate from. Problem he had there, he got perhaps a little bit ahead of himself, didn't give himself a real chance to settle that ball at his feet. It was still 2 or 3 feet off the ground. He tries to just toe that through real quick. Might have benefited from taking maybe one more dribble, make sure he's got it set at his foot before he delivered that. But again, we're seeing the Toros wanting to strike quick. They're aggressive, they're moving fast, forcing the Roots to try to match them.
Yeah, I think the Toros' confidence has to be building with the opportunities they are getting almost every time down the pitch. Throw in here for Oakland. Kick back by Vasquez. Now sent downfield by the Roots. And play will continue here even though Vasquez took a spill. The Toros with possession. Acqui with the ball will come over to the right side. And Toros look like they're playing with 3 back on defense. They've really got their defense spread out right now. Shows a lot of the aggression, I think, that they're using to put numbers forward.
We started this one 3 defensemen, 5 middle backs. In this case, they've got one of those defensemen kind of cooking forward to help out. Effectively 6 middle backs with that defenseman playing forward. Definitely want to control the ball at midfield, be the ones that set the pace of play. We're seeing it here early.
And I think the Toros, looking at their rosters, we see one kicked into the area and quickly cleared out by Clementa. He's the defender. He's the Montenegro player for the Oakland team. Now Vasquez, who's coming forward, tries to get one through there. Ruiz plays it back. And the Toros retreat here a little bit. You mentioned 27 teams in the league. There's a couple of new teams in the league this year as well. Detroit City and Monterey Bay. That's Monterey, California, not Mexico. They'll make their debuts, making their debuts tonight, as a matter of fact, both on the road. A long shot there, but after the whistle, and there's a Toros player down at midfield. Yeah, it looks like it is Coronado. He's playing that left back spot. There's Asocada, the former Toro player. Looks like they have cleated him a little bit on the, probably on the side of the ankle. That hurts because there's, the shin guard doesn't really wrap around the whole calf there. It's only in the front, so you're vulnerable on the side there, especially where that ankle bone sticks out sometimes. So Toros controlling the possession here early on. You can hear the drums coming from behind the Toros goal to the left. See Zona Naranja, the orange zone, that they're always a fervent bunch coming out for this season opener. Toros a pretty strong team at home last year. Lesovic into the area. That's kicked free by Fuenmayor.
That was placed pretty well. Frank Lopez was in a good spot. If Fuenmayor didn't step in and knock that one away.
Yeah, another Toros player, Dylan Borchek, also in a good position there on that last one. But Fuenmayor doing a good job on defense. Acqui sends it over to the left side. Toros being patient here. It's Martinez will send it into the middle. The Toros will try for the right side. Here's Igaza. Igaza out of St. Petersburg, Florida. Lisovic with the one touch into the area. Ruiz trying to send it on a cross. Instead wins a corner. So it'll be the third corner of the match here for the Toros. Oh, no, it's not. I'm sorry, goal kick.
Yeah, it looked like that came back and clipped off of Ruiz on the way out. Little bang, bang, dribble off the defender and Ruiz. Last touch by Ruiz. So Bailey's going to get a chance to clear this one away.
And Bailey's got kind of his boots. Is that magenta that looks like?
A little pop of color.
Yeah. Bright colors there. And that's kind of part of Oakland's philosophy a little bit. If you've seen their logo, it's kind of a tree and then it has roots underneath it, and the roots are all multicolored, like representing all the different races and ethnicities, and how we're all kind of part of the same tree, so the human race. So it's kind of cool. Symbolism there. Tyler Derrick playing the ball now here for the Toros. Hasn't really been tested yet in the Toros net. Yakuza with it, has some pressure. He passed it off to 22 Juan Pablo Torres out of Atlanta. The Toros able to work it upfield. And I think we've got a stoppage now. The ball went out of play, and this will be an Oakland throw-in. We saw a shot of Martinez right there, the midfielder out of Brownsville. Brownsville just about 60 miles from where we are here in Edinburgh. So Martinez became a big name in this area, even back in high school.
Went on to play his college soccer right here in Edinburgh, University of Texas, Rio Grande Valley. Big part of their success in the first couple of years of men's soccer restarting. Moved on to play in the professional ranks.
Here's a chance here for the Roots. They're going to send this one into the area. There's a header, not quite cleared, and Derrick goes up to play that one. Ends up out of play, but I think there's a foul called against Oakland, and Derrick is down as he took an awkward fall.
Number 12, Charlie Dennis, at 20 minutes, 8 seconds, a yellow card to the Roots.
Well, we're going to see a yellow card issued here. Oh, that was a terrific header there by Jesus Vasquez. And then Derrick getting tangled up with one of the Roots players. The ball was sent in by Darius Vermella. It looks like Derrick's going to be okay.
Looks like that might have just knocked the wind out of him. Needed a second just to catch his breath. Came out flat on his back. If you've ever taken a pretty good tumble in it flat on your back, it pushes all that air out of the lungs. Takes you a minute just to expand those lungs back out, make sure you can still breathe.
Little past the halfway point of the first half. No score yet. That last one probably the best opportunity that Oakland has had. Toros have had the majority of the chances so far. Season opener here for both clubs. Toros won their season opener last year. Oakland dropped their season opener at Phoenix. Free kick here for the Toros. Oh, no, excuse me, for Oakland. 5 fouls now on the Toros team. Pass inside is cleared away quickly by Vasquez. Sent forward by Afeka, the midfielder for Oakland. Now Oakland forced to play it back to Bailey in goal. Bailey's going to send it back to the right side. Oakland, a patient team. And I think that was something you had mentioned, Brian, that both these teams have similar styles. They're both patient. They're both willing to do a slow build-up if they can get a good shot out of it.
Yeah, it's two teams that want to really control the pace of play. That's why you see so many midfielders in these starting lineups. Neither one of these teams is going to come in looking to put up 3, 4, 5 goals. They're going to look to have a really nice kind of controlled, technically sound type of game. And that's what you've seen here. Not a lot of long passes. Nobody's really out trying to run and gun. Just looking to play very technically sound, crisp ball, good passes, good defense.
Saw Ruiz play it forward to Borchek. Borchek out of Detroit. Toros end up with the throw in. They send it back to Vasquez and now over to Acqui. Acqui just 25 years old. Now Lopez with it, trying to get turned. Being pressured from behind a little bit. He'll squeeze it out to his winger, Milicevic. Milicevic didn't really have anybody open, so he's forced to play it back. Good crowd on hand tonight here at HEB Park. A little bit cool for this time of year. Here's a ball into the area. Toros unable to get a touch on that. Was a golden opportunity. It looked like Lopez tried to get a redirect. Ball may have hopped over his foot and goes out harmlessly for a goal kick here.
It looked like Lopez for a second thought he might have been chipped. No, that just bounced right past him. Took a nice kind of awkward hop. Couldn't really get a foot on it there. It's a good opportunity, though, for the Toros.
Toros put immediate pressure here on the goal kick. Trying to get a quick turnover. Teams can sometimes be vulnerable right after a goal kick.
So a quick confirmation on that yellow awarded to the Roots a few minutes ago. That was going to go against Charlie Dennis, a 6'2" midfielder out of Brighton, England. That's your first yellow of this one.
First yellow of the new season. 2/3 of the way through the first half now. Oakland trying to build it forward. Nani out of Cameroon plays it back. And now it'll go to the foot of Clementa. Back to Clementa now. Lopez putting on some pressure there for the Toros. And Oakland forced to pass a little more quickly than they might be comfortable with. Into the middle there, played by Dennis. He was the one that picked up that card a moment ago. Forced to play it back near Bailey. Oakland will reverse direction. Oh, here's an opportunity here. Going down in a tumble, this is going to be a free kick and a yellow card being issued against the Toros. That was a terrific through ball there. And Oakland will have a free kick in a dangerous position. This is the Toros captain, Vasquez, picking up the yellow card.
We saw him mouthing to the official, but I played the ball. Take a look at the replay here. This one's pushed forward quite quickly by Azokar. Gets wrapped up there with Vasquez. Advantage is always going to go to the offensive player in that situation. The defender can play the ball, but if there's a lot of contact to the body, you're going to draw a foul and sometimes even a yellow. In those situations, that's exactly what happens for Vasquez here.
It was a scoring opportunity for Oakland. Vasquez, 26 years old. It's going to be a three-man wall here. Looks like Azokar. No, it's going to be Dennis to take it. Headed straight up in the air. Player knocked down. This is going to be a foul against Oakland. So Oakland with a good opportunity there, unable to do much with it. Toro drawing the foul was Martinez. Looks like the foul was on Nani. We'll take another look at this free kick. It was a nice little bender there by Dennis. But Oakland unable to generate that one toward the goal mouth of the Toros. There's Martinez with it. One touches it back to Acqui. And now we'll go all the way back to their captain, Vasquez. A bit of pressure here by Oakland as Toros have to play it all the way back. We mentioned earlier Birmingham Legion. They'll open their season tomorrow against Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay, the strongest team in the East last year. And the Legion expecting a big crowd tomorrow because they've got a new home, a Protective Stadium. Protective Stadium has a capacity of 15,000 fans. It's about 5,000 more than their former stadium does. A pass intended for Lopez, knocked down by Nani, who has time to work with here for the Roots. Going to play it back. Fuenmayor will send it all the way forward. Toros still with control. They go back on the attack here. Ball controlled momentarily there by Juan Pablo Torres. Now Toros will reverse the attack over to the right side. 33rd minute here in the first half. Season opener for both these teams. One of 11 games going on across the USL this evening.
Last possession was a hallmark of what made the Toros successful last season. Not afraid to pull that ball back, move to the back line, flip the field. This is not a team that's all gas and no brakes. They're not afraid to slow the pace down to make sure they get possession and build the kind of attacks they want.
And you know, for a season opener, you're not seeing like a lot of fouls. You're not seeing players out of position. Seeing good discipline on both teams here. I mean, both teams have applied pressure. Both teams have handled pressure well. Kind of a mid-season form here.
Both teams trying to play a technically sound game. That's a really good side for these two teams' success.
Chance for Lopez, a shot and a score! The Toros are on the board. Lopez from 17 yards out, put the Toros in front 1-0.
And talk about playing technically sound attacks. You see it there from the Toros, very methodically moving down the field, back and forth, into the middle, back out to the outside. As the Roots got extended, Frank Lopez quickly and very adeptly slipped into the top of the box, sets himself up, and take a look right here. Little slip from Yakuza right to Lopez. There's enough space there to get something off, and he cooks that right into the corner. A little nifty touch, nifty finish.
It's a great recipe there by Lopez and Yakuza. Yakuza with the assist. And Lopez, a left foot slot to the left of Bailey. Bailey given no chance there. Zona Naranja is faithful like that. And Oakland finds themselves down 1-0.
And again, you see the Toros, not their first opportunity toward the box, not their second, but the third time they tried to get a pass in, they finally found someone in Lopez that was in a good spot. That's what patience gets you. You don't have to strike every time you come to the box. Build a good attack.
Here the Roots able to win the ball. Trying to work it forward, but it's played back by Pablo Torres. Toros with a chance here as Martinez forced to circle back. Goes all the way back to Yakuza, who was kind of covering back there for Akwi, who had come forward. It's good presence of mind. Yeah, before, when the Toros were attacking, they either had crosses from the side or either in the air or on the ground. That's the first time they kind of went down the middle. They were able to find enough of an opening to generate a quality shot.
Little pick and pop. Lopez, very adeptly, as we said, moved in, put himself in a nice spot.
Ruiz trying to send it in. It's deflected by Oakland and now cleared out of danger by Carlos Azucar, the former Toro. Azucar trying to win the ball against two Toro players and is able to win the free kick. I think it was Coronado committed the foul.
Now the real question is, how do you respond if you are the Oakland Roots? You see Azucar, nice job of battling through that, just completely wrapped up with Coronado. That's how he draws the foul.
It looked like two old friends with a big hug there. But both of them just trying to get to the ball. So Oakland with the chance here. There have been 6 fouls. 6 of the 7 fouls called in this game so far have been against the Toros.
And not really a huge surprise. As you follow this Toros team, you know that they're a team that, well, not afraid to foul. In fact, RGV among the leaders in bookings last season. Not afraid to be physical. You'll see it here.
The ball controlled by Coronado. Yakuza will tap it to Martinez. Vasquez didn't see anything in front of him, so he'll just keep it along his back line here. Less than 10 minutes before halftime. Toros have the lead here with a 34th minute goal by Lopez. You know, we mentioned that Lopez was kind of playing, was mostly a midfielder last year, but playing as a forward this year or in this game, and had the immediate dividend. I think we got a foul called here. This will be another free kick for Oakland in Toros territory.
Cedro Martinez tried to step forward and just break that up, but his feet get tied up there with Jose Hernandez. They'll call a foul and a fresh restart now for Oakland.
Ball played into the middle by O'Connor Ward. All the way back to the defensive line and played to the right by Clementa. Clementa out of, we mentioned he was from Montenegro. And here's a chance here for the Toros. Got some space to work with. Here's Martinez with it. Martinez is going to reverse ground and send it to Ruiz. He'll try over on the left side. They'll try to get a pop-up into the area. There it is. Knocked down. Fuenmayor able to control it. Then is tackled off the ball by Torres. Toros again on the attack. Here's Lopez. It goes to Juan Pablo Torres and finally back to their defensive line. Vasquez, the right center back, will find Milosevic. Trying to get it forward to Ruiz. Ruiz, the 24-year-older out of California, newly signed. As we mentioned, he played in League One last year. Very successful season with Chattanooga Red Wolves. In the USL, if you're not familiar with it, they've got the USL Championship tier, which is this one, 27 teams. Then they've got League One, which is the second tier, and it's about 12 teams. And they have League Two below that. And there's also a women's league as well, started this year. And next year they'll have a second tier for women's professional soccer. The Roots playing this one forward. Tonight's a battle of two of the playoff teams from last year. Two teams that exceeded expectations, both pulled off huge upsets in the first round. Knocking off the division winners El Paso, which was knocked off by Oakland. And then the Toros pulled off a mighty upset on the road in Phoenix, Arizona. Chance here, trying to send this one forward. It goes through, and it's going to be harmlessly there for Derek. I think unable to get a touch on that was Lindo Mafeka, the midfielder from South Africa. Streaking right down the middle. He had a beautiful pass.
I think about the wisdom of Tyler Derrick there. That was just missed by Mafeka. And Derrick calls off his defender. Don't touch it, let me have it. And he comes over and then very slowly picks that up, forces Mafeka to come over and actually challenge him to pick up that ball. And that burns 10, 15, 20 seconds the Toros have before they have to put that ball back over into play.
Also makes the opposing forward, use some energy there. There will be a payoff for that deep into the second half. Chance here for the Toros. This is a 2-on-2 break. Trying to get into the left side, looking for some space. Shot blocked in front. Nani trying to play it. Lopez with a shot that goes over the bar. So another dangerous opportunity there for the Toros. It was Borchek who initially brought it downfield, and then Lopez was able to get the shot, but a little too high.
Again, Frank Lopez not afraid to take a strike there. Third time he's put a boot to ball. One of those three found itself into the back of the net.
Acqui sends it forward. Oakland wins the ball. About 3 minutes and change remaining here in the first half. Oakland trying to get something, maybe hopefully an equalizer before they head to the locker rooms. Another free kick won here by Oakland. They immediately elect to play it back. I'm kind of surprised they didn't wait a little bit, let some numbers go forward, send that ball down into the top of the box. It's Asokada with it. Looked like he was being held there. Play continues. And now won back by the Toros. Yakuza with it. 23 years old. Spent most of the year with Austin Bold last year, and then came to the Toros late in the year. Was a godsend for the team that helped propel them into the playoffs, especially in that October playoff run. This is Ruiz. Was looking to cross it, didn't see anybody there, so he'll play it back. A lot of ball movement here by the Toros here. Last moments of the first half. Toros trying to get one more good opportunity. Pablo Torres trying to work a give and go with Yakuza. Yakuza works into the area. Oh, a great pick of the pocket there by Memo Diaz out of Anthony, New Mexico, able to get it away from Yakuza and play it upfield for Oakland. A chance now for Formella into the top of the box, and Derek will come out there and harmlessly pick that one up. And once again, the striker, Mafeka, is denied.
A good example of that bend, don't break backline defense for the Toros. That ball gets in, but they play Mafeka. Keep him away from that attack, and again, keep the Roots from building something toward the box. That has been a hallmark of this defense under Coach Cabrera, and it's continued into the start of this season.
I'm kind of wondering if the Toros are a little bit vulnerable. It seems like their center backs are really stretched far apart. We've seen a couple of times now Oakland has sent balls deep into that middle area. Haven't quite connected yet with something on goal, but it seems like something that looks promising for their offense.
It could be a testament to the faith Coach Cabrera has in those backline defenders, that they can go one-on-one with the forward, and keeping those midfielders extended also gives you some better passing lanes should you find yourself on the attack.
Borchek able to flick that one forward, but Fuenmayor is there to send it down deep out of harm's way. No indication yet of how much extra time there will be. There was just one little delay when Derek got shaken up. So I imagine it wouldn't be more than a minute that will be added here to the end of the first half. That ball goes off of Borchek. Borchek, one of the new faces on this Toros team, out of Detroit, Michigan, just 22 years old. Showing some good speed on that left side, and there you can see it's going to be 1 minute added. Coming up at halftime, we'll have a look at what's going around the USL, check the USL scoreboard, look at our halftime stats, check out the schedules for these teams. We're underway in the 2022 season for the USL. Gaza coming all the way back and is going to take no chances, sends that one up into the upper deck.
It's about 10 or 11 rows up. Not going to be cleared back in by any stretch.
This is sent into the area. No one charging onto that ball there for Oakland, though. And there's a chance as the ball centered and a shot, and it's wide. Oakland with a big opportunity here in the dying seconds. Mafeka off his left foot, shoots it wide, and he looks disappointed with that effort.
That was placed really well. See, that one's crossed. Mafeka is in a really good spot. Defenders aren't really going to get over to challenge that. In fact, Akwe tries to get a leg out there just to challenge, but Mafeka probably just a little bit too far off the left side of that foot, and he pushes it wide.
Yeah, that would have changed things dramatically. In the last 5 seconds, Oakland with their biggest opportunity of the match, but unable to capitalize. So we're at the break, 1-0. Toros in front on the strength of a Frank Lopez goal in the 34th minute. We're going to take a break and be back with our halftime USL look. When we come back, this is USL Championship Soccer on ESPN+.
Today at Whataburger, we're cooking the Buffalo Ranch chicken strip sandwich. We got 3 chicken strips topped with Whataburger's own buffalo sauce, a little bit of buttermilk ranch, 2 slices of Monterey Jack cheese. The combination is just right.
It's crunchy and then it's spicy and then it's cool. Your mouth is exploding with flavor. It just all works together and then you add the cheese in there.
It kind of wakes me up, honestly.
My goodness.
I could see myself getting this every time I come here.
They're gonna go crazy for this thing. The Buffalo Ranch chicken strip sandwich. It's back, and it's only for a limited time.
DHR Health is now safer than ever and continues to remain focused on one thing: providing exceptional care to our patients and community. No other hospital is trying harder to keep you safe. We're taking every action to ensure your safety with enhanced precautions, including 3 off-site COVID-19 units. Your health should never wait. Don't delay your health care. There is no reason to. Schedule your appointment today. DHR Health. For you, for life.
Why choose Lone Star National Bank for your business? Because no other bank does more to support local businesses. In fact, we are the #1 lender in the Valley to small businesses. We put money to work here in our community.
That helps our local businesses grow.
Creating more jobs.
And more opportunities for all of us.
Working together.
Together.
We do what the little banks can't and the big banks won't. Lone Star National Bank, the Valley's bank.
Welcome back here at HEB Park. We're at the break, 1-0, Toros in front. And time now for our halftime report.
Special thanks to our halftime sponsor, Live Oak Vodka, official vodka of the RGV Toros. Not the only game in action across the USL, as this is the opening week. Let's take a look at our USL weekly feature.
Birmingham, and all the goal scorers getting in on the action today. Legion FC, how about that?
Sebastian Doggart from distance, and he drills it! Wow, what a goal!
I mean, yeah, let's talk about today I'm gonna go topics.
Roll it down.
I am.
You don't need a car to listen to Sirius XM. You can listen anywhere. You know that, right?
What? Kevin Hart's Laugh Out Loud Radio.
Kevin, you could use your phone.
What? What?
Alexa, play Kevin Hart's Laugh Out Loud Radio on Sirius XM.
What?
This is how I know you're getting old. I guess that was it.
What?
Birmingham, and all the goal scorers getting in on the action today. Legion FC, how about that?
Sebastian Doggart from distance, and he drills it! Wow, what a goal!
Should be a good game tomorrow between Birmingham and Tampa Bay at 4 o'clock tomorrow Central Time on ESPN2. And Tampa, the Eastern Conference finalists last year, probably the best team in the league, although they did end up getting upset by Orange County in the championship. But that's tomorrow. I know there's a lot of games going on tonight, aren't there, Brian?
Yeah, a slew of games. You mentioned earlier 11 games in action thus far. Loudon has a final. They defeat the Indy 11 1-0. Charleston defeats Tulsa 1-0. Memphis falls 3-0 to Pittsburgh. Miami with the 2-0 win over New York. And Loudon defeats Atlanta 1-0. One game right now in the 64th minute. Colorado Springs is up on Orange County. We're at half. Also out in San Antonio. Think about this. Detroit in their first USL Championship game, tied at the half against San Antonio. And then 3 games in action later this evening as Phoenix hosts new Monterey Bay. Sacramento's at El Paso, and San Diego will face LA Galaxy 2. A couple of the USL notes to think about on this first week of action. We talked about those 2 new teams. Detroit FC and Monterey Bay FC are making their USL regular season debut tonight. Both are assigned to appear to be in a tricky road situation to open this one as Detroit FC visiting San Antonio FC at Toyota Field. While Monterey Bay, as we said, is going to visit Phoenix Rising out at Wild Horse Pass, a place nobody found a lot of success last season. They'll try to start their season off on the regular foot. And then there's some landmarks coming across the USL this season, something to keep an eye on as this week begins, as the USL Championship's all-time leading scorer has a new home. That's Dane Kelly, having joined Pittsburgh Riverhounds SC for his 12th season as a player in the USL Championship. Now, the Jamaican forward could hit 2 major landmarks in his debut tonight with the Hounds as they face Memphis 901 FC. He's seeking to become the first player to ever score 100 regular season goals in league play, and he also has a chance to surpass the 15,000 regular season minute mark. He needs just 83 minutes to reach that 15,000 point mark. So he should become the 12th player in championship history ever to reach that mark. Of note, of those 11 players to have done so, 5 are actually still current in Josh Suggs, Hugh Roberts, Odom Quinn, Bernardo Forbes, who's actually on Pittsburgh with him. So you could end up with 2 different Riverhounds having surpassed 15,000 regular season minutes.
And the Riverhounds will be here at HEB Park later this season.
Yeah, it should be a very good matchup there as the season continues. And then one last player, Pablo De Piccolo for Louisville City FC. So think about that, 11 players to ever surpass 15,000 minutes. 5 of those are actually currently still active in the USL Championship.
USL building up some history. It's in its 12th year this season that starts off tonight. We're going to take another break, be back with some highlights and some stats for you when we continue. This is USL Championship Soccer on ESPN+.
When we said Reliant offers free flex days, we had something a little different in mind. Get the flexibility of free electricity on your 2 highest use days every week with the Reliant Truly Free Flex Days plan. That's up to 8 free days a month. So go on, what are you waiting for? We'll even upgrade your plan to solar. On us. Reliant. That's power. Your way.
Today at Whataburger, we're cooking the Buffalo Ranch chicken strip sandwich. We got 3 chicken strips topped with Whataburger's own buffalo sauce, a little bit of buttermilk ranch, 2 slices of Monterey Jack cheese. The combination is just right.
It's crunchy and then it's spicy and then it's cool. Your mouth is exploding with flavor.
It just all works together, and then you add the cheese in there.
It kind of wakes me up, honestly.
My goodness.
I could see myself getting this every time I come here.
They're gonna go crazy for this thing. The Buffalo Ranch chicken strip sandwich. That's back, and it's only for a limited time.
DHR Health is now safer than ever and continues to remain focused on one thing: providing exceptional care to our patients and community. No other hospital is trying harder to keep you safe. We're taking every action to ensure your safety with enhanced precautions, including 3 off-site COVID-19 units. Your health should never wait. Don't delay your health care. There is no reason to. Schedule your appointment today. DHR Health. For you, for life.
Why choose Lone Star National Bank for your business? Because no other bank does more to support local businesses. In fact, we are the #1 lender in the Valley to small businesses. We put money to work here in our community.
That helps our local businesses grow.
Creating more jobs.
And more opportunities for all of us.
Working together.
Together.
We do what the little banks can't and the big banks won't. Lone Star National Bank, the Valley's bank.
And we're back. Time to look at some highlights. Brian, take us through it.
So lots of action early on, not necessarily a lot of goal scoring to talk about, but take a look at this right here. First, really nice opportunity for the Toros as that one was pushed forward. Couldn't find it in. Here's Amigo Yakuza trying to get a chip, looking for a teammate on the left side. Couldn't find it again. Ruiz attacking for the Toros. And Frank Lopez got that one goal. That was not the one we were thinking of. That happened a little earlier in the first half. Nice little punch away there by the Toros. And you see Tyler Derrick, full extension, full layout, trying to make that happen. Here's that goal by Frank Lopez. That was in the 34th minute. Able to cook that in the lower right corner. Teammates love the action there from Frank Lopez. Couple of good strikes early on here for the Oakland Roots. That one looking for Nani in the middle. Mafuka, though, couldn't make the finish right in front of the net. That came with about 30 seconds left in stoppage time.
It was a good center by O'Connor Ward. I didn't see who it was who sent that ball in before, but yeah, O'Connor Ward out of Virginia doing a great job there to find Mafeka. And Mafeka's had some opportunities. He's been close, but no cigar so far. So we take a look at our stats. 1-0 is the key stat right now. Toros on top, but what else do we see?
Yeah, you see shots, and that's an interesting matchup to look at here. You know these were two teams that were going to be pretty sound in controlling the ball. It's exactly what comes out. Toros end up with 6 shots, 2 for the Roots. Only 1 shot on target on either side. That was the one by Lopez that found the back of the net. What really jumps out to me, Mark, though, is you look at that time of possession. Toros have the advantage at about 53%. Compared to 47% for the Roots. That's interesting because the Toros are a team that usually last season hung around 60-65%. They sat on the ball, forced their opponents to come and essentially take it away from them. This time, still very deliberate, but the Roots did a nice job as well, controlling possession, making things happen for them. 1 offside, that was against the Toros. And then keep your eye on this. 1 yellow card on each side. 1 against Vasquez for the Toros, and the one was against Dennis for the Oakland Roots. So keep an eye on that situation, each carrying a yellow here into the second half.
All right, let's take a look at the schedule for these two teams, starting with the Oakland Roots. And they've got Memphis coming up, don't they, on the 19th?
Yeah, that'll be a big matchup on both of these sides. You know, Memphis, a team that wanted to get out and run a lot last season. Will they be able to do that against this Roots team that's been pretty defensively minded thus far?
And I know Monterey Bay is a home match, and Tampa Bay will be a home match. That'll be a good metric there for Oakland when the Tampa Bay Rowdies come into town on April the 2nd. And then looking over at the Rio Grande Valley Toros, they're going to go on the road after tonight, aren't they?
Yeah, Orange County SC, LA Galaxy 2. Those were 2 really good matchups last season for the Toros. And they'll come home for 2. San Antonio FC, every time they matched up last season, that was a dogfight against San Antonio. Likely to be very similar in 2022.
Yeah, that's a real good derby there, that South Texas derby.
And then you've got Indy 11 coming in on April the 9th before they hit the road again. New York Red Bulls, too, another team really starting to make some serious moves in the USL Championship.
Yeah, Indy 11 has one of the former Toro players. You remember Jonas Fjellberg, who was signed late last season, I think the last 6 weeks or so, and he was one of those that helped with that offensive punch as they headed into the playoffs. He signed with Indy 11 in the offseason, one of the weaker teams last year, but they'll be here to face the Toros in April. So both teams have their work cut out for them as we get ready to start the second half here. And a couple other stats wanted to share with you. The Toros had 3 corner kicks, none for Oakland in that first half. And then fouls, 7 fouls called on the Toros, only 2 on Oakland in the first half. But as you mentioned, Brian, the Toros are no strangers to getting in trouble, are they?
Yeah, we saw it last season. That was an interesting thing to watch with the Toros. They were among the most foul-happy teams in the USL. But what you didn't see happen a lot with the Toros were yellow cards. So they knew where that line was. Be aggressive, draw fouls, make sure you keep yourself in a good possessive situation to score. But at the same time, don't come over that line. Don't cross the line. Don't hurt your team by either putting yourself in a bad situation, yellows and reds, or giving the opponent some really good looks on net without the ability to get set up defensively.
I was looking at some of the other stats here. They have a passing accuracy in the opposition half. For the Toros, it is scintillating, almost 79%, which is very good. Oakland, pretty good too, 72%.
Anytime you see a number above 70%, you say that's a pretty elite passing team. And especially when you're talking about two teams that like to play the ball through the middle, be very deliberate in how they move the ball. When you've got that against the defense and yet you've got such a high passing percentage, that's an elite level of play in the midfield.
Tackles in the first half, 11-1 by the Oakland Roots and only 3 by the Toros. So Oakland a little more aggressive there, trying to win the ball back, and it was paying off. So they were successful on 11 of 14 tackle attempts. So we're just underway here in the second half. Toros in front 1-0 on the Frank Lopez goal. We saw Oakland very nearly had the equalizer in the last 30 seconds of the first half. Teams have switched ends now, and I think that even though they didn't get one, I think that might bolster Oakland's confidence here a little bit.
Certainly gives them something to build on. If you are the Oakland Roots in this one and Juan Guerra, their head coach, you may have found that little magic golden ticket. You know where the attack can come from now, because it's not as if you surprised the Toros. That was an attack that had been built. It built to that moment. Try to see if the Roots can find that same type of attack building here.
Borchek committing the foul, but the Toros win the ball back. There's Borchek upended and winning a free kick here for the Toros. Or is it? No, it's going to be a throw-in. Borchek took a hard shot there.
You see he puts his palms up. He's like, hey, hey. Thought we were playing football, not American football.
The Toros will pass it along their back line, now send it forward, trying to find a seam there in the Oakland defense. Juan Pablo Torres trying to get it to Martinez. And Azócar a little too aggressive there, trying to win the ball. It'll be a free kick here for the Toros.
It's something to watch with Juan Carlos Azócar. We saw it last season with the Toros. He is a solid-bodied midfielder, and he's not afraid to be aggressive at coming after the ball. And that time, he plays through the body of Isidro Martinez to try to pick up that ball.
A long ball to the right side. It's going to go out. It's going to be a corner kick here for the Toros. A good job there by Milicevic. He's running on to that long ball and forced the defense to have to come play it. And it's going to be a corner kick now for Rio Grande Valley.
A little different corner taken this time for the Toros. It's going to be Juan Pablo Torres here from this side. You remember it was Isidro Martinez in the first half.
Saw a shot of Juan Guerra, the first-year coach of Oakland, on the bench just a moment ago. Former USL player, in fact. Now Torres will send it into the box. Vasquez tried to get the ball turned, unable to do so. And then Icaza unable to keep that one in play. It'll be a goal kick here for the Roots.
Yeah, Guerra is a great story for the USL. His career coming full circle. Played in the USL, had some success as a competitor. Now finds himself championing the ship here in Oakland, trying to lead his team to some success from the managerial side.
One of 7 new coaches in the USL Championship this year. Toros winning the ball again putting pressure on that Roots defense. It's going to be sent into the box. Promising shot, and it's actually turned on net there a little bit, but an easy save for Bailey. That was a good job there by Borchek to at least get a touch on it, but unable to get much power behind it. 7th shot of the game for the Toros, but as we pointed out, only 1 on target, and that was good enough to find the back of the net. That's the difference right now here early in the second half. Nani moving the ball upfield, had some room to work with. But Oakland unable to get the offense in gear there, and the Toros are coming right back now. I think the Toros sense that 1 goal may not be enough. Pressing hard here for the second one. Another play into the box. This one's headed out by Fuenmayor. Trying to get turned there was Formella. Able to work it up to the half line. Mafeka plays it back for his teammate Jose Hernandez. Hernandez out of Mexico City. It's a give and go on the left wing. Milicevic is there first, however. Trying to do something with that. This is headed toward the Toros box before Martinez is able to play it. And the Toros able to work themselves out of danger.
What a spectacular dribble there by Ruiz. So he had plenty of the opposing kits kind of stacked around. He does a nice job of weaving through them, working back in toward the middle before. We've got a little bit of an upending there. Cedro Martinez tries to come around to the right. O'Connor Ward trips him up. Martinez is going to need a minute to compose himself.
Now slowly getting up. Last year, the Toros, 13 wins, 8 losses, 11 draws. They finished with 50 points, 4th in the division. Competing in the Mountain Division with El Paso, San Antonio, Colorado Springs, New Mexico United. Very tough division, probably the most competitive top to bottom in the league last year. Every team in the division was in the thick of it. It's a header by Mafeka. Comes to no avail. Toros have possession again. Going to send this one down. They've got Lopez trying to get to it. Fuenmayor was there first. Toros bringing numbers forward to try to get some pressure here. Juan Pablo Torres off to his wing. This is Borchek. A little bit of space to work with here. Trying to get an angle, was unable to do so. And the ball's going to be played all the way back to the back line where Akwi will play it. Akwi, 25 years old, out of Ghana. Finds his captain Vasquez, who will try the shift to the right side. And we've had another free kick here, won by the Toros. Roots had the majority of calls in the first half, but it's been Toros winning the ball here in the second, although I correct myself here. This looks like it's going to be an Oakland free kick.
Yeah, it looks like that. It's going to be a yellow against Luka Milesevic. So he just undercut the attack there from the Roots. Going to look at it right here. And Milesevic on the slide. I believe that was Formella that just got sent spiraling. Talked about the strength of the Mountain Division last season. Mountain Division top to bottom, as you said, probably one of the stronger divisions in the USL. Statistically, the Western Conference was slightly better than the Eastern Conference last season. Across 44 interconference games in 2021, the Western side had a narrow edge, 17 wins compared to just 12 by the Eastern, and 15 of those games ending all square. Be interesting to see how that carries over into 2022. As presumably some of those top teams, specifically in the Mountain with El Paso and Colorado Springs, look to have not only returned strong, but reloaded with some really great offensive scoring.
First corner kick of the game here for the Oakland Roots. This looks like Dennis will take this one. It's going to be an outswinger. Bouncing in the box, but no one able to get on it for Oakland. Now Dennis has it. Dennis with some space, but he'll pass it off to the left wing. We've got a Toro who's down. Play will continue into the box, and this is going to be shot wide. And now play will stop as the one of the Toro players is down.
Looks like Yakuza.
Yeah, I was going to say Yakuza.
Look at what happened here. Yeah, he gets mixed up. It's like he caught a little bit of a wrist or a forearm to the upper nose, lower forehead there. Talk about some really bright cleats. Take a look at those on Yakuza.
Oh, yeah. Jose Hernandez, by the way, was the one he was kind of mixed up with. And we see Cabrera looking on. Cabrera's had successful teams wherever he's coached. Here's the kick now. Oakland gets a head on it, but it's flicked to the left side. Now trying to work a shot. Here's Mafeka over to the right. There's Formella. He'll send it through. Batted away by Akwi. And now a free kick here for the Oakland Roots.
That foul is going to go against, I think that's Sulemana for the Toros.
Dennis will take the free kick. This is an in-swinger headed out by Milesevic. Another chance here for Oakland. Being very aggressive here, looking for that equalizer. That was touched out of the area by Martinez and cleared up by Lopez. Now Oakland forced to play it all the way back to Bailey.
Quick correction, that last foul is going to go against Ricky Ruiz for the Toros. Oakland unable to take advantage of it, though, as that was cleared away pretty quickly by the Toros.
All season long, we'll be on ESPN+. You can catch all of the Toros games, home and away, on ESPN+, all the Oakland games as well. Been a evenly fought match here tonight at HEB Park. Both teams have had their share of chances. Here's Ruiz winning the ball for the Toros, and it's cleared upfield. Fuenmayor heads it back. Now working the ball forward is Clementa from his center back spot. Now try to attack on the left side now. Down the wing is Hernandez. Toros bringing numbers back. Oakland trying to quickly reverse to the right side. Trying to catch players out of position here in the 57th minute. Dennis unable to get the turn there. And we've got a free kick now awarded to the Toros. Also got in the mix there with Acqui.
Acqui's going to need his second. He got just kind of crumpled up. You see it there, spun around.
Ooh.
I think the bulk of that came from Feka. Acqui needs him in it. We were talking a moment ago about Roots head coach Juan Guetta, and you may recall earlier in this match we talked about the number of players that have reached the 15,000 minute mark. Juan Guetta had some significant time actually playing with Oakland Roots SC. Made 25 appearances, played almost 1,500 minutes for the Roots. 1 goal, 2 assists prior to joining the coaching staff and now being the head coach.
This is Nani with it. Able to get the turn, have some space to work with. Martinez closing on him. Bringing it across the half line was Fermella. Oakland having the majority of possession here in the second half. And there's a foul going to be on Martinez. He'll pick up a yellow card. So he'll be booked here in this first match. Free kick won by Jose Hernandez. So two players now for the Toros. With yellow, I'm sorry, 3 players with yellow cards. That's right, Milesevic.
Vasquez had the one in the first half. Milesevic and Martinez have each picked up yellows here in the second half.
1 yellow on the Roots so far. That ball put into touch by Acqui. This will be another corner kick here for Oakland. Second one they've had this half.
And that was well played right to Memo Diaz. He couldn't quite find the corner to get a cross back in toward the middle, but they force a nice corner kick here. And here's Azokar trying to make something happen.
Azokar into the box, and it deflects right toward Derek. We had good position there and able to make the save.
It read beautifully by Derek. I believe for the Roots there, as that was coming back across, they were trying to find Nani, and he gets a little bit of a boot to it, but can't quite get enough pepper behind it.
Yeah, the ball came in kind of hot, and I think Nani was unable to settle it as we've got a Toros player down here at midfield. And it kind of deflected off Nani. Obviously wasn't able to bring it under control, deflected toward the keeper. Going to see another look at this collision at midfield. That's Ruiz who got the worst of that. There's a collision with O'Connor Ward.
And we've seen that a couple times in this early matchup. O'Connor Ward, a very physical kind of we'll call him an enforcing midfielder, not afraid to get in there and mix it up.
He's not real big either. He's 5'7", 150 pounds, but you're right, he will mix it up. Out of Vienna, Virginia. And Ruiz, by the way, out of California. I think we mentioned Lake Elsinore, California. Led the League One in assists last year with Chattanooga. Now has moved up to the USL Championship. And here's a pass forward to Lopez. Off the foot of Borchek. Lopez trying to make some space here. Oh, nice back heel there. And the ball kicked away. Good defending there by Oakland. The Azucar now throw it in for the Roots. In the 62nd minute now. And so far the difference is a Frank Lopez goal in the 34th minute. Put the Toros up 1-0. Memo Diaz throws it in. Diaz out of Anthony, New Mexico. Plays the ball back with Dennis. And now it'll be sent over to Bailey in the Roots goal. Nani able to get the turn here. Toros hanging back. And now the Toros want to put on some pressure here. Bailey with kind of a dangerous pass there, right in front of a Toros player. They work it forward to Hernandez, who squares it for Nani. Nani head to Azucar. Now a chance here for Oakland. Toros hustling back on defense. Goes to Diaz. Diaz will give and go with Azucar, trying to get the turn. He does, sends it into the box. Bouncer in front. Oakland still trying to get control if they can get turned here. Diaz is going to set up Nani, who will immediately reverse it to the left side. And getting there in the way is Milesevic with a nice heads-up play there for the Toros to clear it into safety.
Again, bend, don't break on that back line for the Toros, and it works out very well. Those experienced, heady defenders staying back, don't over-pursue. Give your teammates an opportunity just to clear that out.
And now we've got offside flag is up. Roots had something promising developing there, but the first offside that they've had against them is we see Coach Cabrera over on the sideline for the Toros. Ricketts standing there. Jonathan Ricketts. Might see him a little later. It's a 6'2" defender out of Chattanooga. Now Derek, 33 years old, out of Houston. Has one save tonight.
Talked about the youth movement here for the Toros. Derek now the oldest player on this squad after being 5th or 6th oldest last season. Looks like Ricketts is going to come into this one for the Toros. He'll replace Luka Milesevic.
Yeah, Milesevic coming out with a yellow card. So not wanting to take a chance on him picking up a second one. They're going to sub him out. He's had a productive night on the wing for the Toros tonight. Jonathan Ricketts making his first appearance as a Toro, 24-year-old defender out of Chattanooga, Tennessee. Chattanooga famous for a site of a Civil War battle as well back in 1863.
Seen quite a battle here early.
Oh, yes.
Toros up 1-0.
Yeah, very evenly fought. Both teams with chances. There's Yakuza with it here. Able to get the turn. Dennis applying pressure. Yakuza able to work his way through that. Trying to get by Mafeka, who trips him from behind. And Mafeka, yes, is going into the book. Mafeka kind of upset with himself. And he becomes the second Roots player to be booked tonight.
Perhaps just a little bit of frustration there by Mafeka. Take a look at the dribbling by Yakuza. He's dipping, he's diving, he's slipping. Ends up finding himself with a little bit of green space in front of him. And Mafeka, who's coming back from the backside and trailing, perhaps closes just a little bit too quickly. Ends up getting his feet mixed up with Yakuza. What a good spot here for the Toros for a free kick.
Yeah, it didn't look like Mafeka was trying to win the ball. It was just simply running behind him. Ends up tripping him. This ball sent forward. It's going to go out of play. It was intended for Pablo Torres, and it'll be Oakland's kick.
And unfortunately for Mafeka, that's a really easy yellow card to pick up, because what you've got there, Yakuza is breaking away from you, but if he slows up very quickly to try to control the ball once he's gotten loose, what happens? You're coming full speed right in behind him. You're most likely going to make contact unless you've got just some really smooth moves in the hips to move around him. Mafeka just kind of runs over Yakuza from behind.
See, Lopez plays this over to the left side. Now it goes down to the left wing, sent into the box off of one touch, but Diaz is there to knock that one down and gets it to Azócar on the right wing here for Oakland. Azócar just barreling his way through his opponent, Coronado. Play continues here. Coronado still shaken up, but down on the turf, just outside the screen to the left, as this is played well into open space here on the left side. That's Formella with it. Formella going aggressively toward the box. Will send it inside. Mafeka is there. Mafeka goes down as Derek picks up the ball. Referee's right on top of it as Stevens was just about 15 yards away. Says play on.
Talk about the hard-nosed player of Tyler Derrick in goal, not afraid to come out and literally take this off the foot of Mafeka. Look right here. Mafeka's right on top of that, and Tyler Derrick says, I'll take that. I'll take that. That's mine.
And Akwi there providing the defense on Mafeka. So Mafeka couldn't quite get turned to get the touch he wanted. A chance now for the Toros as Diaz challenges for that ball. Toros maintain possession. Lopez able to turn. His shot blocked, though, by Fuenmayor. And Bailey trying to keep it from going out, but unable to do so. It's going to be a corner kick here for the home team.
Again, Fuenmayor, spectacular job defensively there. Doesn't try to come out and challenge Lopez. Instead, he stays right in the striking lane. So when Lopez turns and tries to put a charge into that ball, Fuenmayor's there just to deflect it off of his back. Great testament to a heads-up play defensively. If he steps forward and tries to make Lopez commit to it, he ends up giving up a lot of space in that attacking lane. Instead, stays back, gets as big as he can possibly be.
So there's Juan Pablo Torres with the corner. Going to swing outward. There's a header. There's a flick toward the net, but it's just wide. And are they saying, yeah, they're saying Oakland touched it last, and this will be another corner here, another opportunity for the Toros. This will be corner kick number 6 for Rio Grande Valley. You can see they've got 7 in the box. This is headed out by Oakland. Dennis on it, trying to get into the open field. Coronado harassing him. Nice turn there by Dennis to buy himself plenty of space and gets well inside Toros territory. Dennis will play it back to Nani. Oakland becoming more aggressive here as we're in the second half of the second stanza. This will be chipped into the box, headed by Mafeka, and then off of Azócar, and we've got a whistle.
Yeah, offside. Flag goes up by the line judge. He was standing right over the top of that. Quick substitution now for the Roots here in the 69th minute. Coming out is going to be Mafeka. Jesus Enriquez is going to come in to this one. Enriquez, that 5'7", 134-pound midfielder out of East Palo Alto, California. Spent some time last season with Reno 1868 FC. Now make his first appearance for the Roots.
You see Coach Guerra giving a hug to Mafeka. Appreciates his effort tonight. Mafeka has had some opportunities there in the box and certainly looks like he's going to have a promising season here for the Oakland Roots. Mafeka just 5'5", 150 pounds. Toros with control here as Yakuza sends it over to the right to Vasquez, who has room to work with. 70th minute right now. 1-0. Toros in front. Got a first half goal from Lopez. Toros on the move here. He's going to send this one forward and sent into the box by Martinez. Comes out to Ruiz. Ruiz looking for someone to pass to over on the left side. It goes around. Coronado will find Yakuza now. Yakuza will send a bullet down to Martinez. He's double teamed. Lays it back to Coronado. Toro is trying to get someone who's has a little bit of space so they can pop it into the box. Yakuza forced to play it all the way back. Toros will continue their build-up as they move over to the right side. Torres' pass goes into Ruiz. And Ruiz will send it into the box, and Bailey has to come out to play that one as he was facing a challenge from Borchek. Lopez was also there. It's a good read by Bailey. Back comes Oakland. One of their players takes a spill, but they're able to retain possession. Hernandez with it. Play it back to Nani. Fuenmayor with it over on the right side. He's out of Venezuela. And now we've got a free kick awarded to the Toros.
Worth mentioning in this one, Taylor Berry, who's in goal for the Roots, one of 3 players on this Roots team that has experience with this franchise, dating all the way back to when they were in the NISA, along with Muba and Johnny Rodriguez. So one of 3 players that has been with the Roots from the beginning in their second season now in the USL Championship.
Has roots with the Roots. It's an Oakland team. Still looking for that equalizer. Toros looking for a second goal that I'm sure they feel would be able to clinch the 3 points for him if they can get that one through. We're in the last 20 minutes of play. Borchek will square this one to the right to Martinez. He'll try to go forward. And now here's a chance. Borchek in the area. Shot blocked in front. Another shot is blocked in front. And now we've got an offside call against the Toros. I think Borchek was offside, but shots there by Borchek and then Martinez.
Tough luck situation there for the Toros as Borchek took that initial strike. It's deflected back, and because of that, he ends up offsides on the touch right here by about half a step. Once he had his initial attack kind of blocked, the expectation is he will fall back. Instead, he stood exactly where he was when that attack happened. So when his next teammate makes the touch, guess what happens? He's just offside.
That was a good call there. Just over 15 minutes and change remaining here. Oakland trying to get the equalizer. This would be a good positive step for them if they can pick up a point on the road in their season opener. Toros looking to cash in on all 3 points here in their season opener at HEB Park. Toros have the next 2 games on the road, starting with the last year's champion, Orange County. So it won't be easy after tonight. Borchek off to Martinez. Now Yakuza with it, trying to feed Lopez between 2 defenders, and the ball kicked away into safety. And this is going to be a goal kick. I thought it was kicked away by a defender, but I guess it was Lopez who got that last touch on it.
A look at the buildup here. Nice job by the Toros slipping that one in. You see that was indeed off of Frank Lopez. Got his cleat under. That one gets sent away. Very good call on a bang-bang play right in front of the keeper.
Yeah, he saw the defense closing and just tried to extend his right foot as far forward as he could to get some kind of touch there, but unable to direct it toward the net. So Oakland will work it forward now. Here's a steal right at midfield by Borchek. He's going to move in and square this one over to the left side. Martinez trying to get control. He's in a duel with O'Connor Ward. And the ball goes out of play. It'll be Toros throw in.
A pretty good spot for the Toros here. They're again in their attacking third. Coach Roberto get a chance to draw up how this will occur. But before that can happen, though, Oakland Roots are going to make a substitution. Coming out will be Clementa. He's going to be replaced by Danny Barber, 6'4", 190-pound defenseman out of Atlanta, Georgia. Spent last season with Sporting Kansas City, too.
Checking in number 20, number 14, Danny
He will
Barber
reshore that back line Now for the Roots.
Number 21, Emra Clementa.
Gives them a little more size, 3 extra inches.
Number 21, Clementa.
Should help them as they try to challenge headers, especially if the Torres continue to try to cross stuff in front of the box.
Here's a deep ball down the left wing. Borchek falls down. The referee's going to come over to check on him. Not sure if he's awarded a free kick here. I think he has. Yes, he has. And Coach Guetta concerned about that one as we take another look at it.
And Borchek has Fuenmayor stepped right on the back of his heel as he tries to slow down against that back line.
So this will be Juan Pablo Torres out of Atlanta to take the free kick. Going to send this one down toward the goal mouth. Bailey's forced to punch it out. Torres with another opportunity here. They'll pop it right back to the left wing. Torres there with it. Trying to surgically work it forward to Yakuza. 2 defenders on him. Trying to find a little bit of a seam so that he can send this one into the middle. Able to stay in there for the moment. And now I think they're awarding a corner kick. Nani doesn't like that.
Yakuza looked at the official, says there's not really a foul there. And another good call. You see Nani reached in and poked that one out, though it was at the feet of Yakuza. A lot of credit to these officials tonight. Some really good calls and some really close plays.
See Bailey kind of alone in the goal mouth. 7th corner kick here for the Toros. Going to send this one to the right side of the box, and the Roots are able to head that one out. That was a good chip there by Coronado. The Roots were on top of it. Another opportunity here. This one sent out of play by the sub, Danny Barbier, out of Atlanta. So it'll be Toro's throw in here. Here in the 78th minute. Coach Cabrera looking on. Haven't really seen any kind of emotion from him all game long, but I would have to believe he has to be, for the most part, pleased with what he's seen tonight from the Toros team.
Especially with the sheer number of new faces that are still likely trying to acclimate themselves into the system, and to see them all play as a team, to play so well, to stay in the system that's been established, it bodes really well for this team moving forward.
Enriquez wins the free kick here for Oakland. And a chance for them to send it down deep. Trying to get it to Dennis. It's headed away, and Akwi was able to play it over to the side. Borchek trying to get control of it. Pushed forward to Asokar. Chip it to Dennis. A little back heel there, but no one was running forward for Oakland, and Derek able to corral that ball.
Again, Tyler Derrick, very, very mature move there. Plays that ball at his feet and forces someone for the Roots to come over and make him pick that up.
Yeah, just takes up a little bit of extra time. Forces the forwards to use up a little bit of energy. There, see the offside flag go up. So Lopez was trying to find some space there on the right side. He was kind of indicating his arm there. That is a rule change in the offside law in recent years, that the arm is in the hand no longer considered to be offside if they are not level with that second last defender.
You may have had a small argument to be made there that when the ball was in the air, he was onside. The defender actually tripped while that ball was in the air, so he makes the argument, I'm onside when that pass happens. If the player
and that is the determining factor when the ball is played, not when it gets to you. So, yeah, he may have had a bit of an argument there. Where's Perry Mason when you need him? Barbier will poke it over to the left side. Now trying to play it back. Lopez there aggressively on the ball. But Barbier able to control things. Fuenmayor here with the big run up. And now to Hernandez. Hernandez no place to turn. Has to play it back. The 80th minute now. Oakland still looking for the equalizer. They haven't really challenged Derek in the Toros' goal tonight, although they've had a couple of close calls that did not materialize. Mayor ahead to Formella. Toros with some pressure here. Yakuza able to win the ball. Pokes it to his teammate. It's Ruiz there. Now Borchek forced to play it back, and it'll go out of play. It'll be Oakland's throw-in. A little surprised we haven't seen that many subs tonight. Just 2 by Oakland, 1 by the Toros. Usually early in the season, coaches, A, want to get a look at some players, and B, players not always in complete shape like they want to be. Pablo Torres running forward, harassed by Dennis. He'll play it off for Coronado. Ahead to Borchek. Oh, nice little flick with the back heel. And then he's knocked down. This is going to be a booking. The crowd doesn't like that a bit, but when they order.
Drag him down the pitch. I'm just trying to help. Another look at the yellow card issued.
Boy, that was a beautiful little flick with the heel, wasn't it?
And he comes over and tries to help Borchek up. Get a look right here. See, here's where, if he hadn't drawn a yellow yet, he would have drawn it right there, as he's kind of just love tapping Borchek on the jaw, trying to get his attention. And here's another substitution for the Toros. Coming in now, Duilio Herrera.
They're going to take out the goal scorer, Lopez. So Lopez, 27 years old, out of Cuba. Productive night. He's had some good opportunities. Of course, has the lone goal back in the 34th minute. So he slotted the ball to the right corner.
Worth mentioning, Duilio Herrera, 5'10", local product out of Edinburgh, Texas.
Just a teenager, isn't he?
Yeah, just 17. Making his USL Championship debut right here at home.
And of course, it goes to high school just down the road here in Edinburgh. And making his professional debut now. 5'10", 17 years old. And starting his professional career. Congratulations to him on that. We'll see how he does here in the last 10 minutes and change. 1-0 Toros. Now, at what point, Brian, do you think Toros shift gears or mindset a little bit and go from attacking to let's play solid defense, make sure we don't make a mistake, and concede the win?
Well, if we learned anything from Wilmer Cabrera in his 2 stints here with the Toros, that's probably going to come in about the 85th minute. Once you've got a lead with about 5 minutes left, he tends to move into what we might call a bit of a prevent defense, move some of those midfielders back to that back line and really just set up an iron curtain, preventing teams from making those long passes against him. That worked to their advantage many times last season, especially as they were protecting leads late in that playoff push. So another minute and a half, 2 minutes left of gameplay here in the second half, and you're probably going to see this Toros shift in to a little more of a defensive-minded setting here, especially if they can't get that insurance goal they're looking for to go up by 2.
It's interesting that the Toros did get a first-half goal because they struggled to get first-half goals last year. Had 21 first-half goals and 28 in the second half, and 15 goals came in the 65th minute or later. So they had a lot of late-game heroics last year, and several of those produced late wins or late draws. But here tonight, they're in kind of a different situation where they're trying to hold on for the win. Pass intended for Coronado goes out, and that'll be Oakland's throw-in here now in the 85th minute. You can see a graphic there for the USL's Women's League kicking off this season. Now Oakland with a chance. They still need that equalizer, still have time. Dennis will pass it off. This is Enriquez, one of the subs who just came in, has energy. Dennis going to send it into the area. And Aqui is there to play it out, and he'll give up a corner. So another corner. This will be the third for the Oakland Roots. Charlie Dennis out of England looks like he'll take it. From this side, looks like it'll probably swing inward toward the net in front of Derek. This does exactly that, but the Toros there to head that one out. Diaz gets on top of it, finds Enriquez. And now they've got a stoppage, as there's a Toros player injured in the penalty box.
Looks like it's Isidro Martinez. He had a head-to-head collision as he went out to try to challenge on that clearance for the Toros.
And I think Oakland was a little bit upset that they had an opportunity there, and the referee electing to go ahead and stop play. And, of course, in the rule book, referees are told basically if a player goes down injured but it doesn't appear serious, let play continue until there's a dead ball. This looks like I saw Martinez probably grasping his head and being in an area where a lot of players were running back and forth. I think he elected to stay on the err on the side of caution and blow it dead. You see it again on the left side of your screen there, Martinez. And I think whatever happened just off camera there, but you see him grasping the back of his head. They have caught an elbow or something.
I think that's a really good call to make if you are the referee in that situation. The play had moved away from where Martinez is sitting, but he's right in the middle of that cross box play. So anything that's placed in the box, you're going to have bodies literally flying around him, and he's laid down there defenseless, essentially. The last thing you want is somebody getting a spike to the head while they find themselves laid out on the pitch. Substitution now for the Roots. Coming out will be Charlie Dennis. He's going to be replaced by Johnny Rodriguez, 6 foot, 170-pound forward out of Fresno, California. Mentioned one of those 3 players that has his roots with the Oakland Roots. Preceding their move to the USL, he was on that final squad in the NISA.
And I think we saw Ricky Ruiz come out for or no, maybe not. Oh, I thought Martinez might be coming out, but he's going to stay in there. And so Martinez seems to be okay now. We're in the 88th minute. There will be some stoppage time added. 1-0 Toros in front. Nani down right now at midfield here for Oakland as they send this one deep, and Derek comes out to grab that one right in front of Dennis.
Like Nani was checking out that right quad, stands up and kind of stretches at that heel, trying to loosen that quad up. Back to his feet.
I think there was a glimpse of the 4th official having an animated conversation with one of the coaches on the sideline. Oakland flicking this one forward. And Oakland able to win it. Going forward, this is Enriquez with it. Ball ends up going out off of Coronado, and Oakland will have the throw in. 89th minute now.
So explanation on that animated discussion is because a yellow card was issued to the away bench. So likely making their argument, wanting to know where that yellow card came from.
Yeah, if there's something happens on the bench and the referee is not able to identify which player or team official it was, then the yellow card is automatically charged to the head coach.
So substitution now for the Toros. Coming out, it's going to be Robert Coronado. He'll be replaced by Stefan Mueller. Mueller comes in 6'1", out of New York City, New York. He's a defender. Also coming in for the Toros will be Daniel Luis Says. He is going to replace Dylan Borshik for the Toros. So a couple of late substitutions here in the 90th minute.
Borchek with a pretty good night tonight. Has had a lot of attacks on that left wing.
Now checking in number 14, Stefan Mueller.
The Toros have made 4 subs. Oakland has made 3.
And number 2.
They're allowed 5.
Daniel Luis Sainz.
Free kick here for Oakland. They're taking their time as they realize that opportunities like this getting few and far between here in the dying moments. It's going to be Enriquez to take it. Going to send this one to the top of the box. Yakuza is right there to pop it forward. Oakland will regain possession here. Diaz will send it down back. One of the Oakland players was in an offside position, so he couldn't play the ball. It goes all the way over to the left wing. Now sent into the box. Hernandez on top of that one. A couple of Toros wrapped themselves around him, not letting him by as Ricketts was there. And the ball sent into the corner area. We're going to have 5 minutes of stoppage time. Ball played into the area once again. A big header that goes just to the left side of the box. I think that was Formella, was able to get his head on that one, but unable to just get it downward toward the net.
Cedro Martinez appears to be cramping for the Toros. He's stretching that right leg. Meanwhile, Tyler Jericho will get a chance to check the pressure in the ball, tighten his gloves, look at his cleats.
Saw Coach Guetta there on the Oakland sideline. 5 minutes of added time here. And the Toros trying to hold on for a 1-0 victory. And the ball played back here to Bailey. Can't pick this up. Kicks it all the way up to midfield. Oh, now we've got a free kick here, won by the Toros. I think, is that Martinez again?
Cedro Martinez has found himself on the wrong end of a couple of really hard plays here, and Fuenmayor, just sends him to the turf right there.
So Fuenmayor, who's already playing with a yellow card, a little bit lucky there. Yeah, Martinez has had a physical battle tonight. We've seen him knocked down in at least 3 different times, and he's been slow to get back up. He stays in there. He's a trooper. Got about 3 minutes of time left. Oakland trying to get the equalizer. Toros trying to hang on to get the full 3 points here in their season opener. It'd be the second straight year that they've won their opener. Bit of pressure put on here. Toros putting on a terrific pressure on the Oakland side of the pitch. Played back to Hernandez. About halfway through the stoppage time. Enriquez will send this one forward for Diaz. And now to Nani. Oakland bringing a lot of numbers forward. They send this one into the box, headed out by the Toros. That was Vasquez, the captain, who was able to get the initial header on it. Then Acqui able to play it forward. Now a chance here at midfield for the teenager, Edetta. Ball kicked away from him, and Oakland will have another chance. We've got 2 minutes left. Roots starting to pour on the pressure. Acqui sends that one forward. He'll play it just way downfield, even if it goes out of play. Actually, it didn't. Bailey has to come over there to play it. So well placed there by Acqui. Diaz will send this one forward. It's headed down by the Toros. Roots get on top of that. It's Enriquez with it. Trying to aggressively push his way forward. His little touch pass was a little soft, and Icaza is able to run onto that one. Back come the Toros. Now they have an opportunity here. Edetta down the middle. Icaza with it on the left side into the area. It passes into the middle, and it's knocked down and intercepted by Oakland. So Oakland dodging a bullet there, and Bailey plays it forward. Maybe just time for one more attack here for the Roots. We're down to the last minute of stoppage time. Season opener for these two teams in the 2022 season. Both playoff participants last year, and both looking for big things once again this season.
Torres looking for back-to-back wins in openers. Oakland Roots still looking for their first win in an opener. As we said, fell last season to Phoenix Rising in the opener 3-0.
There's a free kick awarded here to the Toros. Fouls are even at 12 apiece. And we've got a Oakland player who is down at the moment. This is Nani, it looks like.
Don't forget the next Toros home match is on Sunday, March the 27th, when the
Toros are going to go, after tonight, go on the road for a couple of matches, and they'll be back at home to take on San Antonio FC. That'll be on March 27th. Right here at HEB Park after road matches at Orange County and LA Galaxy 2. So they have 2 games in Southern California. See Coach Cabrera from the sideline. Now this time will be added on to the extra time. So you can see we've already used up 5 minutes, but this time right here, probably about another minute will be added. By the way, for Oakland, as we mentioned, they'll go to Memphis after tonight, next Saturday. Then they'll be back at home to take on Monterey Bay, one of the new faces in the USL this year, on March 26th.
Nani's still in quite a bit of pain as he wakes his way off of the pitch.
Nani's had a productive night up and down that middle. One of those box-to-box players. He's out of Cameroon. Okay, this will be a throw-in now here for Mueller. And the Toros. Akwi sends it deep downfield. This moment, the Toros just looking to take time off the clock. So we're at 6.5 minutes of stoppage time now. Maybe 30 to 60 seconds left here. Probably the last chance here for the Oakland Roots. Frank Lopez's goal in the 34th minute. Will it be enough? Is there a poke forward there? And this is going to be stolen back by the Toros. That's Saez with it, and there's the whistle, and that will do it. And the Toros have won it. They hold on by the skin of their teeth to win it 1-0 over the Oakland Roots. And Brian, who's going to be our man of the match tonight?
Frank Lopez, you got to give it to him. That goal in the 34th minute was the difference in this one. And more than just being the goal scorer, what a spark plug to the offense he was for the Toros. Very aggressive, moving back and forth, forward to midfield, keeping the pressure up. I think that was a big product of why the Toros were so successful. We're going to look at Lopez right there, keeping the pressure on, forcing the Roots to match their energy. That was the difference. Look at your highlights in this one. There's the touch from Yakuza to Lopez. That was in the 34th minute. That's the lone goal of this match. Quick move, quick touch. Frank Lopez doing what his team needed him to do. Late addition to the roster last season, and here they are.
All right, we'll take a quick break and come back and wrap things up with some highlights and some stats. You're watching USL Championship Soccer on ESPN+.
DHR Health is now safer than ever and continues to remain focused on one thing: providing exceptional care to our patients and community. No other hospital is trying harder to keep you safe. We're taking every action to ensure your safety with enhanced precautions, including 3 off-site COVID-19 units. Your health should never wait. Don't delay your health care. There is no reason to. Schedule your appointment today. DHR Health. For you, for life.
Why choose Lone Star National Bank for your business? Because no other bank does more to support local businesses. In fact, we are the #1 lender in the Valley to small businesses. We put money to work here in our community.
That helps our local businesses grow.
Creating more jobs.
And more opportunities for all of us.
Working together.
Together.
We do what the little banks can't and the big banks won't. Lone Star National Bank, the Valley's bank.
And we're back here at HEB Park. Toros win it 1-0. Brian, take us through the highlights.
Plenty of opportunities on both sides to score. Toros get the lone goal, as we mentioned, 34th minute from Frank Lopez. Let's go look at the Toros early on. They were attacking. Bailey coming up big there to pick that one out of the air. Amigo Yakuza did some nice stuff. Look at this cross. But Bailey, once again, coming up big, coming up strong. Here's a really good attack from the Toros. They find Frank Lopez, but he pushes that just a little bit wide to the right. Roots coming back the other way. Look at that jump and punch. And Tyler Derrick says, I'm not afraid to put my nose out there for a chance. Yakuza, quick touch to Lopez. 34th minute. That's your lone goal. Again, nice couple of attacks coming forward by the Toros late in this one, trying to get that insurance goal. Just didn't find it. Take a look at this cross right here. Little bit of a touch from Yakuza, but cannot get it finished in front of the net. And that was just the second time Tyler Derrick was challenged, able to step up to this one. Another header for the Toros, just a little bit wide to the white. Ruiz tries to push this one back in toward the middle, but very adeptly picked up by Bailey. Cedro Martinez in the mix, trying to push something toward the middle. That gave an opportunity. Borch just not able to finish right in front of Bailey. As we finish in final score 1-0 in this one. The Toros pick up back-to-back season-opening wins.
All right, yeah, Mafeka with a couple of good chances there, but not close for Oakland as we look at the final match stats, and you see 1-0 the victory. But Toros generating a lot of offensive punch, though, didn't they?
Yeah, 13 shots, 7 of those coming in the second half. Interesting fact, the Oakland Roots did not have a shot on goal in the second half. Both of those came in the first half. Another thing to think about that's really interesting here, look at what happened to time of possession. Toros had an advantage there at 57-43. That flipped here in the second half as the Oakland Roots found themselves over the ball at a much higher percentage, but just could not find the good look they needed.
And you see 3 yellow cards on each team. Referee Stevens a little bit busy tonight. I think 12 fouls on both teams as well. And so the Toros will now move on. They'll be at Orange County next week. And Oakland will travel to Tennessee to take on Memphis 9-01. Hope you enjoyed it here tonight. Our final score, Rio Grande Valley over Oakland, 1-0. I'm Mark May for Brian Smith and the rest of our USL broadcast crew. So long from HEB Park in Edinburgh, Texas.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League Championship cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the expressed written consent of the United Soccer League Championship.